Hey everybody, today I will be reviewing these 5 books you see here. Not all of them are field guides though, like I did last time. They're also outdoor books that you may be interested in, that maybe you want to pick up and read. I recommend all of them. Alright, so let's get started with book number 1. Okay, well, A Year in the Maine Woods by Bernd Heinrich is a really great book I recommend. It basically just chronicles the authors stay in like a cabin in Maine for a year. Pretty self-explanatory, but you know, there's no electricity. He has to get all of his water from a well and carry it to his cabin. But he basically talks all about nature, and he has very good drawings that he drew himself, and it's basically like a journal form. I finished this book pretty quickly. It's not too long. But I really enjoyed it. You learn a lot. He basically just proposes theories about stuff and asks questions and does a lot of kind of down-to-earth experiments about certain species and how they react to stuff. But it was really interesting, and I recommend it. Okay, the next book is Wildwood Wisdom. Try saying that 5 times fast. This is by Ellsworth Jaeger. This is an excellent book. What I like about this is it's older. I think it's published in 1992, but it was first published in 1995, or 45, sorry. So it's an older book with a lot of good information. Now, the thing I like about this book is it's pretty long. It has almost 500 pages, but the best thing is it has pictures on almost every other page. They're very detailed, and it talks about it in the previous pages, and then it shows you the pictures. It has everything from cooking, shelter, fire, how to build anything, basically, and also edible plants and animals and all kinds of stuff. It is based on Native American and trapping ideas that were used in the early 1700s, 1800s for wilderness survival. So it's really neat. I like the author. It's a great book. I really recommend it. I studied it to make my broiling stick video. But if you're really looking for kind of campcraft or anything more long-term wilderness survival or more recreational, this is something to look into. Wildwood Wisdom. Okay, the third book is A Taste of Heritage by Alma Hogan Snell. This book I picked up in Indiana, and basically it's a Native American book. She's a Crow Indian. It's all about recipes and herbal medicines, but it's very interesting. It has recipes in it too, and it goes over a lot of edible plants. Has pictures here and there, but it basically says, you know, what they were known to heal. It's more based on Native American medicinal practices, what the elders and the medicine men and women thought these things would heal, how you could use them to your advantage. And it even has, I guess, probably like love potions and all kinds of stuff like that. And it has more practical things like common cold, like rashes, any medicinal thing. But it's a relatively small book, but it's good. It's down to earth. So this is one I also recommend. The person that wrote it has a lot of experience. So I like this book. It's something that you probably don't find that often. You have to probably buy online. I was lucky enough to come across it when I was in Indiana. Okay, this fourth book is one I'm sure you have heard of before, Walden by Henry David Thoreau. This book was very interesting. It's also very long. Now the one I have is Walden and other writings, so it has other things like civil disobedience and like his journal of when he was on the Merrimack and the Concord River. But the one thing I like about this is, you know, it's his observations basically of nature, and it's a lot of his theories and everything, and all about self-sufficiency and how when you do things on your own, they're more satisfying for yourself in the end than something you would go to buy in a store. But the thing that I don't really like about it is it's very long. Thoreau writes about a lot of detail. As you can see, the words are very small, and the book's pretty thick too. But you know, he's repetitive about a lot of what he thinks. He repeats things a lot, and you know, he just keeps going on and on and on. When I started reading Walden, I literally just kept reading, waiting for the story to start. It was basically him addressing his readers, telling them why he wrote this book and stuff like that. But eventually, he does get on the observations of nature. So this book is by Henry David Thoreau, but the one I got was edited with an introduction by Joseph Wood Crutch. So I don't know, you could probably find this version at your local bookstore, or you could just get Walden in itself. Alright, now this last book I'm going to review is by Tom Brown Jr. He's one of my favorite authors in the area of like wilderness survival and all that. This book I didn't get to review last time because I didn't have it with me. Someone had borrowed it, and they borrowed it because it's a great book. It has everything in it you need to know about wilderness survival. Great pictures, great explanation, and it has all kinds of alternatives if you can't do one thing. So I really recommend any Tom Brown book. This is his guide to wilderness survival.